just can't live myself. I'm in love with you. I just can't live myself. I'm in love.
Boris Schlossberg, Managing Director at BK Asset Management.
BK Asset Management's Kathy Lean.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. How are you? Just doing some housekeeping. Seems like my camera is a little blurry. Hopefully it'll wake itself up. Good morning. How are you? I'm trying to see if I can find my little, okay, good. Looks like everything's working well now. Good morning. Good morning. Let's see who's in the room right now. Hello, Edmund and Tony. Seems like you guys are chit-chatting about Bloomfield. Martin, the Vishal, Fred, Ibran Haas, good morning, everyone. Lee Askin. Oh, we have ladies in the room, which is wonderful. Usually, we don't have so many ladies, but I'm happy to see that we do. Good morning, Jimmy, Fred. Welcome, everyone. I'm very excited about, trading live with you today because not only do we have non-farm payrolls, but we also have the U.S. retail sales report. So it should be pretty exciting. But before I begin, I kind of like to get a poll of what are you guys trading? Are you trading Forex, Nasdaq, gold, all? Let me know which ones you're trading so that we make sure that we touch on all of it. So type into the box, what are you trading? Edmund trades gold. And good morning, Jolie's. What are you guys trading? Phoenix trades NQ futures. I'm sure the rest of you trade other things as well. Any Forex traders in here? Let me know if there's any Forex traders here. I know there are definitely more of you in here. Let me see. A lot of you are on X, but NFP retail sales, yes. Dollar yen, NQ gold. Yes, I've got some Forex traders here. Jimmy, Edmund too, you trade Forex. These days I trade them all as well. I mean, I'm actively trading Forex, gold, as well as Nasdaq. But the way today is going to work is that I am going to set you up. We're going to talk about what to expect. We're going to plan our trades. I will trade Forex and Boris will come in and he'll trade Nasdaq and gold. I just trade Nasdaq and gold with our private community. But someday, maybe we'll release it to the world. But, we like to stay focused on what we do best. I'm so glad you've been short Eurodollar since Monday. Eurodollar broke below that 200 SMA. I love moving averages, and each moving average has its own characteristic. 200 SMA is kind of the line in the sand for the bulls and the bears. And, the last time that had been below the 200 SMA, I think was in November of last year. So it's a huge move. And those are all things that we have to take into consideration when we trade today, because it's not just about what we expect for the data. It's not just about the outlook for NFPs. It's also very much about the overall sentiment in the market and how the market is feeling, which is a pretty big deal because the market is definitely pretty one-sided in terms of movement, price action. So yeah, we'll talk about all of that. I know so many of you are in Eurodollar. Where's I just want to move the screen. Let me go ahead and share with you my screen, but I just have to move some things around. In the meantime, if you're trading gold, how are you trading gold? Who are you trading with? How are you trading with? A lot of the firms have kind of restricted gold trading recently, so it's made it a little bit more difficult. All right, let me go ahead. Let me know who you are trading gold with. Share my screen. Okay, I am sharing my screen. Awesome. Let me hide this comment. Yes. So, let me know who you're trading gold with. Eurodollar, very much still in our sell zone. On the daily chart, 4-hour chart, 1-hour chart, you can see that we're below all of the major moving averages, the 5, 20, 50, 100, 200. Although, we're getting a little bit of stabilization. You can see a little bit of it on the 1-hour chart, but more so in the 5-minute and 15-minute chart. I do love 8cap, our favorite broker if you're outside of the US. Now, taking a look at the Eurodollar on a longer term basis, this is the line in the sand that we're talking about, all right? That the Eurodollar finally broke below the 200 simple moving average. We had not done this. Actually, I was wrong. It was March of last year was the last time that we were below, we had to close below the 200 SMA. And let's hide some of this stuff here so we can see it clearly. And the last time before that, where it was a close down, was in November of 2024. And you can see the last time it did it here, huge move lower on a percentage basis. Where's my percentage basis here? Let's just pick here, okay? This was about a 4-ish move, 5% move. This, my lines are white, but you'll just have to, but just look at the percent. This itself was, let me see if I can make these lines black. The lines itself in the euro dollar here was about, where was it? About a percent move or so, okay? So that, was the last time. So basically it broke down, it rebounded above it, and the second move lower is the powerful one. For those of you that trade breakout, retrace breakout, this is a very classic example. Of course, every price action is unique of itself, so it's hard to say what's going to happen. But so far, for the most part, we've only been down. Where's my percentage? Who's chatting me? I have no idea. But we are only down 0.5%. So we definitely have more room to go. Now, some of you asking me where's support, right? I mean, there's this is the level I'm looking at. 1450 or so, because this level is also, where's my fibs? This is the fib. Okay. For the euro dollar, so annoying. I have to click. All right, for the euro dollar, this is also the let's get rid of this. That this is that we've got support over here. There was also a fib, I think, from earlier that I was looking at. I think it was from here. Yeah. So basically, well, maybe not. So basically, still, I think that it's going to find support over here at 114.50, and then also potentially down at 114. It usually likes to go just below it, like 113.90s or so. So bottom line, this is the story in the euro dollar. It's clearly bearish. It's moving down. Now, this does not preclude the fact that it could bounce and up to 116, maybe 30s, 40s to this fib retracement, and then get its next leg lower. So euro dollar is, definitely in a kind of bear mode right now, even though the fundamentals aren't, the fundamentals are kind of mixed. So it's really hard to tell, but I do use fibs. Only when moves are extended do I really like to use fibs. Anyway, we're here to talk about non-farm payrolls and retail sales. So the first thing to do, because we only got 10 minutes left, is first off, take a look what is expected. That is the most important thing. Market clearly expecting, this is investing.com, a weaker NFP report. It's 58,000 versus 130,000. The trickiness of NFPs is because that we have NFPs, we have the revisions with the unemployment rate, and we have average hourly earnings. So average hourly earnings are expected to be weaker. The unemployment rate expected to be unchanged, and non-farm payrolls expected to be weaker. We also have retail sales. Retail sales expected to be weaker as well in the month of January after the kind of Black Friday holiday shopping. And so, that is also something that's going to matter. So because of the double whammy of non-farm payrolls and retail sales, it could be more important than usual. But let's be real, my friends. I mean, nothing is more important than the war effect. Like my friend here, English 1940 says, the war effect is the main thing that matters. And we have to take that sentiment into context, and we will in just a minute. But first, what I want to say is that the market is expecting a weak number, 58,000. I think it's going to beat to the upside. And I think it's going to beat to the upside. And that could mean like 75, 80, 100, which is still less than the previous month, but still a beat. The reason why I think it's going to be a beat is because every single month I look at what I call the leading indicators for non-farm payrolls. And the leading indicators for non-farm payrolls basically give me a sense of how the labor market is doing. And as you can see here, just as first glance, let me ask you, is there more green or is there more red? Is there a stronger case for a beat or a miss for the latest report? someone answer me here. It's not a difficult question. As you can see here, that we have basically, ADP, the highest level since July, ISM services job, the highest level since February of 2025, ISM manufacturing, the highest since January of 2025, 4-week jobless claims, at a 1-month low, Challenger reporting fewer layoffs, the consumer confidence indexes from the University of Michigan to the Conference Board, all, like my friend PGLS says, overwhelmingly positive for a beat. Now, I could be wrong, but this is what we've got to work off of. And this tells us, sends us a very strong message, which is that, there's a much stronger chance of an upside surprise than a downside surprise. There's only one case for a weak payroll, which is probably one of the things that we care the least about, which is the rise in continuing claims. So everything overwhelmingly points to a beat. And that is why I think non-farm payrolls is going to come in stronger. Question is how strong, right? If it's like 125, that's a really, really good number. If it's like 65, that's not a good enough number. So that's why, kind of trading it together and analyzing it together, and you being here with me together is so valuable, because we'll be able to look at it all together and get a sense of whether the number is really going to be good or bad. And so that's, really, really important. And also how retail sales comes out. Of course, we're going to see it all in the price action first before we see it before the headlines come out. So, we're going to be watching the price action. I'm sure it'll come out in the news wires, but we're going to be watching the price action. So, and, usually it comes out like over here in the calendar. We'll put it up. We'll see if they update later in the calendar. We'll exit out now. So now let's plan our trade. What are we going to trade? I told you that I am going to focus on Forex opportunities. Boris will come in afterwards and trade Nasdaq and gold with you. So let's talk about where the trading opportunities are. First off, we talked about what the market is expecting. We talked about where the opportunity is for a beat, but we also have to talk about market sentiment, right? Because I always say that the perfect trade is the one where fundamentals.
Okay, I'm going to stop you right now because I need 5 minutes, not 5 minutes, but I need 1 minute for these guys to prepare so they're not.
Okay, no problem. Let's do that.
So guys, let me just show my screen for just 1 second here.
And walk us through as if I've never done this before, because how many first timers do we have?
Okay, I can't share my screen because I'm on. Because I'm on the thing. I'm gonna have to just spell it out for you guys. Here's what we're gonna do. We'll just explain it afterwards.
What instrument? Let's start off.
We're gonna trade. Why don't you type it up on your screen?
Show me the instrument.
We're gonna trade. I'm telling you, we're gonna trade 2 mini Nasdaqs for 25,000. That's mini Nasdaq. 2
MNQ.
No,
right?
no, I'm sorry. NQ, not MNQ, not micros, NQs. This is for 25,000. This is do or die. We're going to straddle Nasdaq against the S&P under the new Apex rules. We're not allowed to take positions in the same contract. So we're going to go long Nasdaq. We're going to listen to Kathy and think that the NFP is going to beat. So that's going to be our stronger trade. And we're going to offset that with a short S&P.
How many? 2?
Live and 25,000. 2. We're going to short, long Nasdaq, 157 ticks. 157 ticks in Nasdaq, no stop. Okay.
Target, right?
Yes. Okay. If you're doing 50 contract, just double the size of the contract. So go 4 NQs instead of 2 NQs.
So are you saying go market now?
No.
So what's the order?
We're going to go market literally 15, 20 seconds before the market opens.
And then ES, I'm doing how many ticks?
Short 2 ESs. No, sorry. With the ES, it's going to be short 3 ESs. We have to go through short 3 ESs because it's a different ratio. And it's going to be 41 ticks target, no stop. So if you're doing 50,000 contract, if you're doing $50,000 account, then do 6 ESs.
So if you're doing 50,000, it equals to 4 NQ long and 6
sure.
S short.
Right.
Okay, so this is Boris's game plan. So lock that in your brain. All right, I got 3 more minutes. So what am I trading? All right, I talked about how market sentiment is very important and how stocks futures are, down. Market is clearly risk off. Oil is up 6%. Gold is flat. We can talk about gold later on. We're not trading gold this morning. My favorite trade is actually dollar CAD right now. So if we get a weak NFP retail sales number, I am going to sell dollar CAD, and I'll call it out to you. And the reason is because, first off, it would be a negative dollar number, but we got oil doing so well. I have triple zip sell signals in dollar CAD, and let me pop back up my zip plus SMA. So I got triple zip sell signals in dollar CAD, 1 hour, 4 hour chart, all negative. And then so that's my favorite trade. I'm also going to consider going short euro yen. So we're going to put all of these on our charts. We're going to put that. We're going to put dollar CAD there, which is there. This is my weaker NFP number. If we get a stronger NFP, my favorite trade is going to be long dollar Swiss. I really like this long dollar Swiss trade. It's, we obviously, the green, the white candle with the green outline is the buy signal. So we had a buy signal earlier this session. So I really like that trade. And then, we'll have Eurodollar up here as well. I'm going to remove this just because, I'm still, we'll see if Eurodollar plays out. But if we get, the game plan is we get a weak NFP. We're going to sell dollar CAD and consider selling euro yen. I'm going to pop the calendar up. Whoops, not that. Let's pop the calendar up. We'll see in the price action if we get a strong one. All right, that's the game plan. Okay, so let's see. And usually, we do 20 stop, 20 target with these setups. We'll see if we get any action here. I'm going to move this up here, my X Pro, so that I can see any headlines. And once again, we'll see in the price action before we see it in the data. Let's see. We've got probably, I don't know, like 15 seconds or something, Boris.
Yeah, I'm in the trades now. I took my trades. I'm short S&P, long Nasdaq, put on my positions. Let's see how it prints out.
So Boris is in his trades now. Must be a weak number. What was it?
Nasdaq is popping, but not. Oh no, Nasdaq dropped like a stone.
So sell. I can't see the numbers yet. So average. Ooh. Okay, I would sell dollar CAD 136. Let's say because it came in 92,000 negative. 42. Sell euro yen 182. Let's say 50.
Man, I had the S&P correct, but. I made the mistake. Because I was not focusing. I had only one contract S&P, not 3, so I didn't fully fund. Those of you guys who had the S&P and fully funded, that would have totally fully funded you. S&P got you down. Anybody got funded in the S&P shorts? Give me a +1 if you did.
Anybody? I don't have that screen up. We're gonna look at the retail sales. So retail sales was actually stronger. It was kind of mixed. X autos was stronger than expected. Non-farm payrolls. I mean, this is like horrendous. And the January numbers. I'm trying to look at the headlines. It looks like the January numbers were also revised lower. I mean, this is like, what is this? Is like, I don't know if you can ask Grok because I'm just still watching the setup.
Payrolls came in negative 92 against 50.
When was the last time it came in negative? We'll take a look. I don't want to. Okay, so let's take a look at non-farm payrolls.
Last time it came in negative was, Jesus, I can't even look at my thing here. It was May 220.
Really?
No, maybe February 21. Really not since, like, I don't know. I can't. The chart just goes.
Let's see. Trading Economics is a really good place for this. We had in October of last year, 140,000 in October of last year. So, dollar casually not doing much, but euro yen is starting to slide. Let's see if we have any other euro dollar, I like Aussie dollar to the upside. I mean, the market kind of likes the retail sales numbers, but this is a really, really ugly number. I mean, I think
Unemployment rate went up 92. It's interesting. I wonder what essentially. I mean, we'll take a look at the analysis. Let me see if I can find the analysis from people.
This is the second monthly job loss since 2020 pandemic. So it was October of last year. This year, I'll have to be honest, I'm surprised by the lack of movement in currencies. But I think this is a pretty big deal. I think that, first off, the sell-off in stocks is definitely something that I think, is warranted. We probably should have traded dollar yen straight up because we sold euro yen at 50 and it went down to 38. It wasn't enough to hit the 30 target. And the markets are just kind of consolidating. So, I would just kind of sit with these. Forex isn't moving anywhere right now. Let's see so Boris said that you guys got funded. We had our MNQ instructions and you got funded in the ES. Because remember, we went short. ES.
Astrologer got funded. Ben did not get funded. Judith got funded off of Lucid, right? You traded Lucid. Good for her. She traded Lucid on that one. She actually traded NQ on Lucid, and that's it.
That's a really good. I was wondering what Boris was going to do with the new Apex rules. I think that's a really good tactic to basically choose different instruments that are correlated, like ES and Nasdaq, and just kind of get around to be able to do the I guess the trade based upon that.
Right. I'm just, I'm a little bit annoyed at myself because I was giving instructions. I wasn't, I originally set it to 3 and then for some reason it went to 1. So I literally would have gotten fully funded, but it's fine. We'll just take this account in wealth charts and on the next news event, which will be next week sometime, we'll try to straddle it into profit. But as you can see, the straddle, remind that the strategy is only to pass evals, right? Otter is reminding everybody, hang on a second.
100%. You definitely cannot do the same strategy because, I mean, there's a lot of firms that don't have consistency rules and funded too, but very few of them have no consistency rules in eval and funded. As you can see, for me, I mean, what do we got? Like dollar CAD is 2 pips from where it was pre-data or right after the data release. Euro yen is like 6 pips from where it is. We're not getting anything, it's a pity, we're getting the action is all in indices and gold these days, which is why I'm trading more indices and gold.
Here's the thing that I kind of want to, I'm just a little bit of the in-depth, a little bit on the headline in-depth of the NFPs. Prior was 130, revised to 126. So it's not a really big revision. DEES was 48, November was 41K. The thing that's interesting here is that average hourly earnings rose 4 against 3. So income actually continues to rise. People who have jobs are doing well. People who are out of jobs are having a hard time. Is sort of where this. But
at the same time, it's really, really hard to imagine a positive scenario when you've got 90,000 job losses. This was horrid. I'll be first to say I was completely wrong.
Right. I will say this, that because of the AI, because of the incredible skew in the economy, I think what's happening is that people who have a job are being more productive, getting paid more money. People who are out of a job are having a very hard time because there's a lot of gates now in front of like all the basic frontline, easy to get sort of junior jobs are being basically taken by AI. So I think part of the problem is this. Also, a very big issue, or not an issue, whatever depending on how you look at it, is that the Trump administration has been assiduously trying to reduce government employment. Huge amount of Biden administration's employment growth came from government jobs. As government jobs go away, by the very definition, jobs are going to be more productive. and people who have jobs are going to be more productive. They have more money. That's not to say that that's not an economic problem, but it's just going to be a very bifurcated economy. And I think people need to be more nuanced about analyzing this. It's not just, red light, green light. It's more like very, very nuanced. Where's the flow?
Yeah, we'll take a look at gold in a second, but I think he's, absolutely right. This is shocking. And the question is, what does this mean for the Federal Reserve? I guarantee you that those Fed fund futures have completely shifted and, are probably pricing in. I mean, it's not going to move so fast. I doubt you're going to see it in this website.
I can offer some interesting macro from former CEO Lloyd Blankfein, who I listened to an interview yesterday. He was talking about this, and he said something super interesting. He said that what's happening now is that the economy is obviously slowing down, right? However, the banking sector is in really good shape. Most corporates are in really good shape. Most balances are in really good shape. So it's actually relatively easy for the Fed to lower rates and have that transmission mechanism occur through the economy. Because if you have lower rates, the banks naturally, instead of hoarding capital, they will begin to lend it out since their balance sheets are relatively strong. He says the difference now between now and versus like when the great financial crisis happened is it doesn't matter how much you lowered the rates, the banks weren't going to loan anybody. But now he thinks that a lowering of rates could have a positive effect throughout the economy. So that's an interesting thought. It also obviously puts on track the idea that maybe the Fed will lower rates. And that ultimately is probably going to be positive equities. So I think those are all things to keep in mind as we're looking at the macro picture.
But I think today, the markets are definitely bearish. And we're definitely seeing a situation where we had been down before. And this gives them another reason to drive stocks lower. And, we had a 784 point day in the Dow yesterday. Today is Friday. I think we're definitely going to get flush at the open lower, but watch out, because just as we saw in yesterday's price action, you can have a huge drop and then a incredible, it's not yesterday, but an incredible recovery as well, at the London close. So that's, something to be aware of. But in general, I think it's just, whatever moves at this stage, now that we're like 10 minutes post data, whatever move that was happening before is probably the move that's going to continue. I mean, pretty much euro yen's not doing anything. This is the one I'd probably scratch out. Dollar CAD is continuing to move lower. We'll have to see. But these trades really, are like the slowest movers in the markets right now. But in general, I think, you got to watch the headlines. You got to watch risk appetite. If we move to gold itself, gold obviously popped. I will have to admit that yesterday, the lack of movement in gold, and even today, is kind of surprising. Because if we look at gold here, and we look at the daily chart, which is the one I prefer, you can see we're just like winding in a ever tightening range, which means a breakout is imminent. And so, maybe it's waiting on some sort of weekend news flow. Maybe it's waiting on, I don't know what, but given the sell-off in stocks, you would have to imagine the breakout is going to be the upside. And you see the short-term meters already turning positive on multiple time frames. By the way, for those of you that got funded, use the edge code with Lucid, Tradingview, Ola Prime, all these prop firms that you like. Top one that gets you the best discount. Get 50% off Lucid. With Apex, their 85% off discount ends on Tuesday. Use the code BKSAVE, because that's definitely going to always get you the best discount and get you access to these trend meters for free. Just email us your receipt. We'll get you access to the trend meters for free if you use our code at Lucid, Tradingview, Apex, Ola Prime. You can definitely get that for free. So
Okay, one thing you just want to put oil on, because I think that's really the point of ultimate pain. And today we had the Qatari oil minister, foreign minister, I forget who it was, saying that basically he thought that if this lasted for a couple more weeks, he thought oil. I have
shown this chart on my social like a million times. Hold on, let's remove all the indicators. I have shown this chart on my social a million times, which is why you need to be, following it. Which is, this is not what I want. But the whole point that I want is, actually, let's remove this, the correlation between stocks and oil. And we're going to add on, in addition to this, the correlation index, which you'll see, the way to do the correlation, I don't want to do it right now. It's a pain in the ass, but you could add a correlation index in the bottom, which I posted on my social. It's at minus 0.85 right now, which is the strongest correlation we've seen in a very, very long time. And single-handedly, if you're trading stocks right now, you've got to watch oil, because that's the only thing that is driving the market. And that's the only thing that's kind of moving it.
Let's explain what 0.85 means. It means for every dollar that oil goes up, or every percent, let's not use dollars, let's use every percent that oil goes up,
I'll show you.
Nasdaq goes down 0.85%. It's a negative correlation. If one goes up, the other one goes down. So it's a very, very tight ratio. Any correlation greater than 0.5, than a half, is considered to be a very tight correlation. Now we're at the 8.85 level. Literally, very, very strong movement.
Yeah, very, very strong movement down. And it tells you got to be, like I said, you got to be watching oil if you're trading stocks. Like coming in this morning, I wanted to sell stocks. Obviously, I didn't, because it's NFP day, and one of my rules is not to trade NFP day. But yes, you definitely want if it was a normal trading day and it wasn't NFPs, I'd be selling stocks when at the early New York open, because oil is so strong. And you can see this correlation still, be very relevant on a ultra short-term basis. The 15-minute chart showing YM and which is the Dow futures and oil. And you can see, pretty much at 6 a.m. we're over here, and oil had already been up quite a bit, and then we had a new leg lower right at 6:30 a.m. in the Dow. It's the same thing that you can see at the Nasdaq right at 6:30 a.m. Yes, Lucid is 50% off with no activation fee using code EDGE for all of those prop firms. I also, let's take a look at our trades. I know dollar CAD is moving. If you want to take the 12 pips, you can. I think it's going to go lower. This was my favorite trade off of weak data, because we had triple zip. It's happening. Euro yen, I'd be out. It's not doing anything. But dollar CAD really is the one that's moving. Euro dollar, someone on the view said it's weak. It is weak in general, but it's also down a lot. And the data is weak. So you're seeing a little bit of short squeeze. So, I talked about how, it's not a coincidence that we have this breakdown right at 6:30 at the early New York open in the Nasdaq. I always talk about how market timing matters a lot. And, our trades are still moving. Market timing matters a lot. And I'm just trying to show you this arrow. Hold on. And this is the type of move you can expect right at 6:30 a.m. And it's very important, because this is the type of move that, I talk a lot about, which is that we have the early New York open. I'm going to share with you. Hold on. I'm going to share with you my screen here. Can you see my screen, Boris?
Yeah, early New York open. Yes, we see it.
Yes. So the early New York open, 6:30, 8:15, oftentimes you'll get a huge initial momentum breakout in the Nasdaq. So timing matters a lot. You also have the news trading time, obviously, now that you don't want to trade around. You have the amateur hour. We have quick breakouts, quick reversals. The golden window, which is between 10:15 and 11:30, chop zone. Different times of the day, the Nasdaq will trade different ways. And it's really important, like 3:05, the 3 to 4 p.m., 3:05, oftentimes you have breakout and continuation moves. And I love to trade Asia, because that's when you really get the nice moves lower. So it's really important to understand market timing. And that's really, something that I talk about a lot. I actually have a class that begins tomorrow. Boris is going to drop you the link. And we are going to go through market timing in detail. There's 11 on-demand videos that you get right away. And then tomorrow, we're going to talk about a deep dive into timing of the Nasdaq, how to trade it. Then I'm going to give you an assignment to look for the trades so that you can learn it in real time. And then you're going to send me your assignment, your homework. We're going to review it live. And then next week, we'll do the same thing with gold. We'll examine gold in more detail. We'll walk through the exact market timing on how gold behaves. Then we'll get into Forex, and then we'll put it all together. And in this, 4-week VIP training on market timing, we're going to go very deep. You're going to, get hands-on, and, you're going to be able to talk and share your charts. So it's really valuable. I'm never doing this. I've never done it before for market timing. I don't plan to do it again. I can't make a promise of never. So definitely, check that link out that Boris will add into the chat, because the market timing course begins tomorrow at 9 a.m. And if you can't make it, don't worry, all of it will be recorded. But this is the type of stuff that, we kind of go over in detail and explain it in detail. All right. Let's see. What else? Any other questions? So, Boris got you guys funded on the ES trade. My Forex trades haven't really done anything at all. Although, the dollar CAD, has moved lower. And I think this is just indicative of how, there's a lot more opportunities these days in some of the other instruments, even dollar yen. The other way to trade this, I like to trade news, is that I like to have the news candle that we kind of draw on the 5-minute chart and see if we get a breakout to the upside or the downside in dollar yen or the euro dollar. I don't know if we're actually going to get it, but let me just go to dark charts. Is this what my line's like? But we'll have to see, either breakout of this news candle in dollar yen, or this news candle on the bottom, or in the euro dollar. If we get a break of the 5-minute news candle, that could be the real trade opportunity of the day. But hopefully, some of you, sometimes, we can't always know what the market will give us, but we'll see. Oh, yes. I'm glad to see you tomorrow, Miguel. He's in my class. Droopy's in the class. Awesome. If you haven't received, you should have received the link, Martin, but email me at Kathy@bktraders.com. I'll get you the link. Why is Eurodollar not moving down? It's because it is starting to move down now, but it's, the data is weak. I mean, that is why. So sorry, you're asking why is Eurodollar moving down? It's because the Forex market really, it's sometimes we get a lot of action, but because we have the tug of war between the retail sales and non-farm payrolls, I think the market really doesn't think the Fed is going to cut interest rates early because of the inflation factor of higher oil prices. Whether or not that's true remains to be seen. But also Nasdaq and gold is much more interesting. I mean, look how trending this move is here in Nasdaq. And I'm gonna have a great strategy show you in the VIP course that we go through that will show you how to trade it very effectively. Any other questions? Great, Donnie. I look forward to seeing you there. Boris, you put the link into the chat box?
I have.
Yes, great.
Yeah.
There it is. And classes start tomorrow. So I'm very excited. I love my hands-on training sessions. So those, are always really fun when I get to hear from you guys too, because I learn a lot as well. All right. I am going to, yes, it'll be a recording. If you can't join, you'll also have all the on-demand courses, and you'll get the slides and everything.
Yeah, guys, go out there. I think this is last day, right? The course starts tomorrow.
Yes, it does.
The VIP session. So if you want to lock it down, it's also, going off at the lowest possible price we can do for you. So go out there, lock it down, please, before you get it, because you're going to get hands-on, basically hands-on training with Kathy on exactly how she trades every one of these sessions. That alone is going to improve all your strategies tremendously. She's being very modest, but she's really killing it actually on a lot of the evals behind the scenes. And the same kind of strategies that she used for herself, she's going to be sharing with you guys. So make sure, if you haven't signed up, we have already lots of people signed up for the course, but those late stragglers, this is your last opportunity. So please give it a shot. Really, really worth it. So thank you, Kay. Thank you for all the trades. Good job. Kathy's the GOAT. You are the GOAT, Kay.
Yeah, and you know, euro yen is finally takes patience, right? Euro yen is finally moving lower. You know, I don't know how much more we get, but if we break this candle low, though, it's going to be a pretty big deal.
I feel like the futures market is hyper. I'm trying to okay, futures market is New York City, and the Forex market is LA. That's how I want to say it. In a sense that like the futures markets will react before things even happen. You know, they just anticipate the worst and the best. And LA is like very, very slow, mellow, and calm. But when it does, it finally moves in that direction. That's how I think the Forex market is. So you just give it a little more time.
Yes.
Anyways, guys, thank you, Kay. Thanks. I'm gonna change screens around, get everybody organized, and we'll get organized. Okay. Thank you, guys.
Sounds good.
Bye, Kay.
Bye.
All right. Let me see if I can do this. Why is this? Why can't we? Oh, what's going on with my view here? Hold on. Why can't I see my view? Oh man, what's going on? Why is my view not coming on? All right, guys. Hi. Sorry about that. You guys hear me? Does everybody hear me and see me? Give me a sound check. Give me a vibe check. Give me all the checks here. Sound for Boris. +1. Give me a sound check right now. Okay. All good. All right. Very, very good. Good morning. Sound check. I'm good. Okay. Kay had no sound. She's gone. Sorry. We had a little bit of an issue here with transitioning, but now we're all good. Okay. All right. Everybody sees my screen. We are on the board here. Lots of stuff to talk to you about. First and foremost, okay. So it's the Boris part of the show here. You don't worry about it. So hopefully now should be everybody should be able to see me and hear me well. Hang on, let me just do one other thing here. Okay, very good. All right, so don't forget, Apex 85% off. Go nail them. Go get those discounts. $27. All of that stuff. Okay, so I want to talk to you about lots of stuff that I updated in the BFF dots indicator. First of all, who's new in the room here with me right now? Who doesn't know what we're doing? If you're new in the room, I want you to click this link on that I just posted in the thing. It's the dots playbook. I literally just updated it today. The dots playbook explains every single thing we're doing, including all the latest. I also segregated everything by the type of strategies that you want to do. And we're going to be doing the POC strategy, the point of control strategy today, all day long, and a sort of a version of the A setup as well, all day long as our scalping strategies. But if you really, really want to learn what we do, Diego, go hit that link and bookmark it. I want everybody to hit that link and bookmark it. That is your foundation for making money. This is how we make money every day, all the time. Okay. So for those of you that are around, your job is to go out there and delete all the BFF dots that you have on TradingView and put in the latest one, which is the F15 latest one. Okay. This will give you the absolute newest version that's going to be killer in terms of helping you make trades. Okay. As you can see, I put in a trend indicator on this thing that is incredibly, incredibly good. So we are now essentially in go zone. And as a matter of fact, we have a setting up here. Let's go to my thing. Point of control buy, my favorite setup. We're going to try and buy the reversal here. If the price clears 56, if price clear, we're at 52, 53. If price clears 56 and closes, we're buyers on this reversal trade. You know, there will be a pop in this Nasdaq, and we're going to take advantage of it. Now, the third thing that I'm going to show you, and everybody who's new in the room, who wasn't in coaching with me, who doesn't have all the latest information, is that I'm actually going to trade this with a tiny micro contract at 20 points target, 20 points stop. 1-to-1 ratio. No more negative risk rewards, because what we're going to see is that, I don't want to get into it too deeply because it's a long conversation, is that doing it this way is going to give us many, many more opportunities to correct any losses that we have at much, much lower risk. So you're going to watch me now. 7 seconds left. So far, we have no signal. You can see that there is no, it's all X's. So I have no signal. But as soon as price takes out the high of the last momentum sell candle and holds it, most important thing is holds it, we're going to be buyers. You see, now it's turned into a positive idea with the let's put my little thing here. It's giving me a target, telling me, yes, you're good to go, as long as it stays here. It needs to stay here for the next 32, 33 seconds. Okay. Goes away, no trade. You're just staying very, very patient. Goes away, no trade, no go. 12 seconds left. Buyers still don't have any juice yet. Coming back down, trying to test that 24,600 level. Everything that you have, if you delete and re-upload, the settings are default. You have my settings. Don't change any settings. Don't screw around with it. I made it literally plug and play for you. Just attach it to your chart. It should show exactly what I show right now. Delete the old one, attach the new one. So far, sell is still in control. We have a momentum sell trade right into the session lows. I'm not about to sell the lows, but I'm going to wait patiently for a reversal trade. 6, 7 seconds left. Still nothing to go. Still very quiet. The new reversal trade now comes up at 53. I'm actually going to make these labels a little bit larger for you so you could actually you can see them a little bit better on the screen. So it comes up a little bit larger now. You guys can see those labels on the thing. The chop label is the new indicator that I'm going to discuss as soon as we do some trading. It's too complicated for me to get into it until we get into a trade. 21 seconds. We have a signal, needs to hold. 17 seconds, price needs to stay through the 53 level. We're at 58, 59. I'm going to go long my 47 account if this holds. Nope, does not hold. Does not hold. No trade. No trade. Okay? Staying patient. Staying patient. All right, now it does hold. We're through this level. 40 seconds left. Let's see if we get any juice. $17 seconds left. We got to hold the 53s. All right. It did hold. Let me put you into that account so we can follow it with me. So there we are. It barely held the level. Let's see if we have enough juice to rally it up. And if we don't, we don't. We'll rotate the account. So starting to get a little bit choppy. I don't like the fact that it's giving me a red label, but we're already in the trade, so we don't, nothing we can do about it. What this is basically telling us, this is the efficiency ratio. It's a really, really interesting indicator that Claude AI has suggested I use, and it's basically measures. As if you go into the dots guidebook, it'll tell you it measures how efficient the path of price is. Imagine you're a kid going to school, right? And oops, we're stopped out. Trade didn't work. Imagine you're a kid going to school, and I'm just watching this right now. The fact that we failed here tells me we might have more downside price action. So I'm going to watch the momentum signals, and we can increase our size to double, see if it works, or it was just simply an early stop out, and we get a second chance to do a point of control buy. So let's watch this carefully. But while you're watching this, although the other thing that I don't like is that we're operating in a very, very, I really want the environment to be much more trendiness. This is actually, I shouldn't really be trading in this environment because it's giving me, finally starting to give me a little bit of trendiness. When it's in red labels, you shouldn't trade. When it's in yellow, it's okay to trade, but be mindful that the environment is still very, very choppy. When it goes green, it tells you that the environment is very trendy. And what that means is basically how efficient is the price in traveling towards a certain direction. Like right now, what you actually see is price basically going one step forward, one step backwards, staying stationary. Imagine you're a kid who goes to school, right? And there's 100 steps to your school. So where's my, these things are all like, okay, 18 seconds. I have a buy here, 59 on the reversal. So we're going to try and see if we can take this buy if it holds. Does not hold. Does not hold. Point of control buy does not hold. Fine. Still a very, very choppy price action. Not a lot of directionality just yet. It's normal right after NFPs for us to be this choppy. So I don't expect it to really move. So imagine you're a kid going to school. There's 100 steps between your house and the school. If you went directly to school, spent 100 steps to get to school, your efficiency is 1. But what if you stopped at your friend's Tommy's house, and then you stopped at your friend Sarah's house, and then you decided to go get some, ice cream before school, and then you decided to go pet a dog, and essentially you spent 300 steps to get to the school because you went once, backwards, forwards, to the side, to the left, to the right. You had a very inefficient path. That efficiency would be rated as 0. So the ratio is between 0 as being super inefficient and 1 as being very, very inefficient. My internal markings over here is when it gets up to about 15, I consider it to be okay. When it gets up to about 30 efficiency, meaning 100 efficiency is the best, but 30 efficiency is good enough in terms of our scalping to give us lots of confidence that there's directionality movement here. Okay, so we're like an 18, 19 efficiency now, which is okay for me to trade. Basically, what I don't want to do is when it gets down to like 10 efficiency, then I'm really trading chop. And as you can see, it really is very much chop. There's not much going on here. It's very, very typical post NFP price action. But I think it's going to burst. And when it does burst, it's going to give us lots of opportunities. This possible, I'm going to give myself one more time here to see if we could trade the reversal, the point of control buy at 54s if it goes, or if it hits momentum sell, then I'm going to be pretty confident it's going to want to take the session lows. So whatever is happening, let's just see if it starts to develop and starts to build up a little bit of directionality. Right now, it's building. You can see it's literally almost at zero effectiveness. It's at 1, 2 efficiency. 10 efficiency and less is horrible. 15 efficiency is passable. 30 efficiency is where we want to be, and it's nowhere. It's just doing nothing, right? So you can see how all of this is helping us inform our trades, or at least inform our desire to take trades. $15 seconds left, and we get a little bit more into efficiency on the momentum side, but not much. 8 seconds left. I'm going to take this trade, even though it's kind of very ugly, because it is giving me a momentum sell, and I think there's a reasonable chance we try to go down to the session lows, but it could easily, just going to move my target up a little bit, see if I could, and see it. I got it done. So here's what I want to show you in terms of why my sizing is so much better. Oh my God. FDNY, shut up, please. You guys hear the sirens? I had a feeling that they're gonna retest the bottoms, and that's why I had I was able. And now we're starting to show good efficiency. Now we're trend efficiency, but now we're literally at the double bottom, and I have zero interest in trying to take this, because you obviously have to understand context of what you're trading. Trading to the bottom is a good idea. Trading at the bottom, not so much, because it really creates a double bottom functionality. Until they break that, you probably don't want to be trading it. But anyways, let me just run you through the math of what I did and why it was so good. I went 1 micro, so I got stopped. It was minus 40, right? But then I went 2 micros on the second trade, and not only did I make the 40 back, but I made positive. I made about 30 more on the trade. I didn't quite finish up, quite finish up to plus 20. I think I took a plus 15. So I'm plus 60. So basically minus 40 plus 60, net plus 20. You do that all day long, every day. Your drawdowns are minuscule. Your P&L keeps growing. And the point is that most of the time, you're going to be able to resolve the first trade. Yeah, the VWAP is on my chart. It's needed just to anchor us on point of control buys, point of control sells. The VWAP is, this is the 8 SMA. The VWAP is like somewhere in the stratosphere. This is the 8 SMA that we're running on. So you can see now we're starting to create a little bit more efficiency on the market, right? Now we're at 40 efficiency in terms of what that means is we're taking less steps to get to our target, right? But we're stalling at this double bottom of the 618. Are we gonna crash through it? Maybe. Generally, we got about 11, 12 minutes before the market open. My rule of thumb is we're going to just wait. We're going to wait until the market opens up. There's going to be lots of retail flow on open, and then we'll see how it all shakes out. You've been looking for that chop label for a long time. Well, you can thank my friend Claude, because I think it's a really good one. It definitely keeps me very, very sharp in terms of being able to discern what I should be doing and what I should not be doing. Yeah, I think Kay is going to send out this link for VIP trading. Definitely has been going to send out again. I think she's got the emails ready for everybody who's interested. All right, getting a little more trendiness down to the momentum to the downside. I kind of, I'm going to go again back to 1. I'm going to switch accounts to 52. Remember, I love to rotate accounts. That really keeps my risk very distributed. So 34 seconds left. This trade takes out the lows, closes through the session lows. Momentum sell is 13. We're at 23, so we're nowhere near. But if we can break the 13s, I definitely want to go momentum to the downside. So I hope you guys really like this. This is a very, very advanced, really, really clean scalping structure within dots. The only thing that's left for me, which is going to take a little while, is I'm going to make videos explaining every single setup, the logic behind every single setup, and I'm going to embed those videos into all the sections in the dots playbook. But that's going to take a little while to kind of organize. But I promise you I'll do that. Because people have wanted like a visual explanation. What does it mean? How does it work? Like here's the line. You got to break the line. You got to hold the line. Only then do you go long. That kind of stuff. It's a lot easier if I show it to you than if I'm just talking about it. Of course, those of you guys who are watching me live can kind of get it, but it's a lot easier to watch it on replay. As a perfect setup all the time. The playbook link is right over here. I'm putting the link into the chat. Looks like we're reversing. Okay, so I have the reversal. The reversal trade is at 34. So 52 seconds left. We reversed the 34s. We're going to go back again into the 52 account, see if we can really hold the reversal, but it's got to hold the 34s. 40 seconds left, still a long time. We'll see if it's a true reversal, if it's just another shy buy. Market's starting to really short cover a little bit. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Where's everybody coming to me from? Give me your geographic location. I'd love to know it. Just type in where you're from. See? Buyers can't hold it. They're just desperately trying to make the move, but we're trying, the sellers still want to take it down. So what do we know so far? We're going to go through the financials and the macro in just a minute. We know the macro. We know that the S&P, the NFP, really disappointed. Nasdaq, everybody dumped significantly. We know that oil continues to pressure into the 85, 86 level. We know that oil and Nasdaq are highly correlated. So we need to see if there's any relief in sight. It's going to come probably from the oil market. We know that that's so funny. Everybody who's not American types the name of their country. And of course, everybody who's American is going to type in the name of their city or their state. It's so true. I was like, where are you coming from in Switzerland? We're in Switzerland, Peter. Denmark. Oh, the 51st state. Nice to have you. Blackpool, UK. Wow. That's, I think, as British as it gets, right? So looking for that, the reversal trade for us just kind of, it's 34 right over here. Still hasn't materialized. 42 seconds left. Pensacola, Florida. If as good old boys country as you can get. India, nice to have you. Nice to have you. South Africa. Where are you from in South Africa, Monsieur Wick? 7 seconds left. Still not, we consolidated, holding down. 3 seconds left, but we got to buy. We're in the trade now. Went through the point of control buy. We got it, hopefully quickly reversing on us, which is pretty typical. We're, one step forward, 2 steps back. Actually, I wasn't really looking. Shit, look how terrible the chop is. We're really not making a lot of progress here. But now we're in a trade. We're just gonna have to hold it. Let's see if we survive it or it stabilizes. It technically it does look like we stabilized a little bit here. We're now this is the consolidation zone. So maybe we start showing a little bit of trendiness as the longs have a chance to resume their position. Let me get a little bit bigger here on the charts. I'm going to center the charts and widen it out because it's all so crazily compressed. You guys can see it on the charts. You can follow it right over here on the side panel over here. I'm trading this account right now. So let's see how it goes. Now, the buyers have zero power right now. Hannah, Alberta. Oh, isn't Alberta like definitely going to be the 51st state? We're stopped out on that trade, so we will. Johannesburg, nice to have you in house. All right, stopped out on this trade. Let's we'll look for the next setup. We'll see if we can repair this move. But as you can see, look how little it cost me. It cost me $40 instead of when we're trading the other way, where it was a $200 risk for us every time we took a large size trade. So just much better structures, especially across all these multiple accounts, where we can run lots of different trades here. Matter of fact, what I think I'm going to do, given the fact that it's very choppy, very ugly, it really doesn't really behoove me to want to try to resolve this in this account. So we'll move to the next account to just simply stay at one lot and look for the next possible trade. Excuse me. What's happening in Cleveland? I'm trying to get my camera a little bit. I'm out of view here half the time because I'm moving around. All right, we're still holding the lows though, right? So really not a look at the DER indicator. It's basically just all red, all toxicity for us. Momentum sells at the 13. I still think like if we come down, close 13, they want to run the 600. I will try to trade that as a momentum trade to the downside. But nothing. I got nothing here. Really typical post NFP, chop price action. Although look, now the buyers really come back. We're gonna give it one more time. Our point of control is 34. We're at 37. 10 seconds left. Let's see if third time is the charm here on this buy. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we're in here. Target is 58. Stop is 18. Let's see if we get any kind of movement on the reversal. So to sort of summarize why we entered the trade, because sorry, I'm in the wrong one. God damn it. Sorry. We entered the trade because this was the last strong sell candle. The high got taken out and held. That gave us a point of control buy at 34. That was the demarcation line. We entered on the close of the candle here. And now we're just sitting here trying to trade our trade, trying to do our thing. And because it's really very, very close to the market open. I'm just going to try to see if I can take a short. Although, look at that. It's really trending towards me. It's starting to get a little bit more. Did I get it done? Yeah, we got it done. So I took half size. I took half target instead of full target because my rule of thumb is I never want to trade after 9:15. There's 9:22. But this was a good opportunity. So we took it. Everything lined up in our favor. And we're ready to go. And actually, it went all the way forward. See, the trend was really forecasting to us. That was good. I just simply took it out because of my internal rules that I don't want to be in front of the market 15 minutes before it opens. But you see how we with the first time we failed, even the second time we failed, but the third time was the charm. And when the charm happens, it's a massive charm. And when you're trading very, very small sizes like this, it makes it very productive. Like, because you're not losing much on these things, and you can really, really, really hit it. So this is hopefully going to be a very, very useful tool in our arsenal of analysis in terms of working out. Now we're coming up to the market open, 23 minutes, 7 minutes before the market is open. Guys, I'm going to disappear for 2 minutes. I got to get some water because we're going to really trade hard into the open. So I'm going to get some water and I'll be right back because we're not going to do any trades for the next 5-10 minutes. Just hang with me. Hang with me. All right, I am back. I needed replenishment. Okay, so story so far, it gives us a chance to actually, let's see what the macro gods are saying. Let's see what Investing Live is saying as far as analysis goes. Does it have any analysis? Private education and health services, leisure hospitality, which swung sharply lower. Interesting. Is it because of the weather? Private services were very, very negative. So retail trade, wholesale trade, financial activities, professional business services. Construction was also really bad because I think the weather was horrible in the Northeast. Manufacturing was down. That's kind of interesting. And leisure and hospitality. Wow. Private education and health services. That's not a surprise. Those are literally two of the most socialist sectors in the economy. Really, really bloated. It's a blessing in disguise, in my opinion. There was some weather issues. There was some strike effects of around 30,000, which will come back. Perhaps seasonals are tough, especially in the aging population. Immigration virtually stopped. A maybe started to show its ugly face, but overall the number is much weaker than expectations. Market sent the yields with 10-year down 2 basis points to 425. The yield was up about 2.5 in pre-market trading. If stocks have moved to the downside, 17. Nasdaq 334 years lower and not rebounding. Okay. So not really a lot of interesting stuff. Just looking at retail sales also to see if there's anything interesting here. Yeah. So what does retail measure? It'd be interesting to see if Feb shows any weakness or strength. All right, 3 minutes to the open. Let's see how we trade. Obviously, we have lots of market on order orders. Yeah, I'm trading 2020. I traded it all day long yesterday. It's the money shot, figuratively speaking, because it's just it gives you almost the same yield of profit for literally 1/5 the cost, right? Now you're not going to get the same expectancy, and I get like 80% expectancy, but it doesn't matter. You don't need it because you can do follow-on trades. You like that approach? We talked a lot about that in the in coaching yesterday. So we have counter trend buys. By the way, when trend is green, the counter trend trades are very, very good. The only reason I'm not taking any of this stuff right now is because I got market open. But we'll see. I'm going to trade with you guys for a while today because it's Friday. We can totally chill out. I don't think I have anything on my schedule. So we'll hopefully try to put this in to good use the whole time. Just a sort of a side note, I traded a little bit more of my my idiot ES account, which I needed. I needed 3 contracts. I made 1 contract, so I only did a third of my way to target. Then I captured another third of my way with a trade a little bit in between when Kay was talking. So I'm going to try and maybe see if I can capture the final third of this contract. What I need to do here is I just basically, if I'm doing 3 contracts, $500. Let me just make sure that the take profit should be right. 500 divided by 3 divided by 50. It's only, really? No, it's wrong. It's 12 ticks. I just need 3 points. 150, yeah, 150 times 50. Yeah, I just need 3 points. I just need about 3.5 points, which is like 12 to 15 ticks. 12 to 15 ticks on the S&P. So I'm just going to make it like 15 ticks on the S&P. Again, no stops. It's going to be do or die. If I have a good setup, I may just simply trade the S&P like as a trade. I'll let you know. All right, we're opening up. Market is rallying. It's the shorts getting squeezed. Let's see what happens in the next couple of minutes. So far, it's positive trend. Okay, the counter trend trades are the ones to play. Now, so this is holding the 87. This is telling us if it closes through 87 or higher, you have a counter trend buy here. Oops, just disappeared. 13, 14 seconds. Now it reverses on the New York Open after the initial retail flow goes away, and now we see what happens. I want to be in the next account. What's my 54? After 54 is 56 account. Actually, you know what? What we're going to do today? Let's trade my other eval. Let's trade my 289 eval because I've been trading that just essentially in a continuous manner. And let me trade that with you in a continuous manner. Let's do that. We'll leave all my funded accounts alone. I'll trade it myself a little bit later. But this will give you. I'm going to take every possible trade I can with the proper ratios and proper signals, and hopefully you guys will see what I mean about my my money management techniques. We'll just focus on one account and try to resolve every trade we possibly can on this account. So right now, nothing's setting up for us. It's a mixed picture, but it's not red, so there is some trendiness in it. 4 seconds left. The counter trend buy is at 87. The point of control, trade is long gone, and the momentum sell is all the way down to the 13. So we have a lot of movement here with very little action. And if you think about this, like, here's the little schoolboy, right? He starts out, this is the school, he's got to go there, but now he's going backward to go visit his friends, and that's why the things start turning red. Now we're starting to really move up. Counter trend give me a big signal on the buy side. 6-7 seconds left. 3, 2, 1, boom. Oh, I'm in the wrong count. Damn it. 88. Shit. Bye. Fuck. All right, we're in the 88 account. That's the account that I blew on the long Nasdaq. Sorry. So this is the eval account we're going to trade. This is actually good. This is the better eval account. And boom, boom, boom. You see that? Super fast. $40 to the good in like less than a minute. That's exactly what we want to see. Counter trend signals continue. Starting to push a little higher. The DR is still giving us a relatively decent efficiency ratio, so may want to try to see if we can trade this again. No signal, goes right back. So very useful little tool, right, in terms of telling you if there's continuity or non-continuity. So I'm going to, for my parlor trick, we always, we get the evals funded on one trade, right? Lots of fun, really great, so on and so forth. But for my real skill, I'm going to get another Apex account. I blew this one obviously because we did a straddle. I'm going to really trade these evals the way I'm going to trade my funded. It's going to be a very, very good process for all of us, in a sense that there is no transition. One of the most toxic periods is when you change tactics from your evals to your fundeds, because evals have very loose rules and fundeds don't. That's really, prop firms thrive on doing this to you, right? They thrive on making it easy for you to pass and then very difficult to get paid. That's, they love to doing that. So we're going to try and trade the accounts here the same way, like both the evals and this. And I'm going to try to run the eval to funding in a slow but steady fashion with you guys, probably over the next couple of weeks, with a couple of more evals running in this, micro trading fashion, because I think that's going to be a better structure. So where's my momentum sell? Holy shit. Is Momo sell 13? Wow, it's so far down that it's not even, we don't have anything going on here. So yeah, we have a massive reversal, but the actual lows from the momentum candles are like all the way out here. So we don't really have any trades. But we had a big reversal. This is a session low trade, which we can try and take that if we want to. Now momentum sell is 38. Now it becomes a legit trade. So we broke the session lows, 42 seconds left. See, the momentum sell is 38. This is right over here. So it does give us a chance to try to trade it. This is the 600 run. They're trying to run the 600 again and see if they can break the back of the 600. And ultimately, I think they really want to take it to 24.5 because that's a very, very big magnet for stops and everything else. So if the sellers have control, they're going to start pushing it, and we're going to trade with the sellers right now as we're getting the momentum sell signals. sell market, if it holds, it's got to hold the 38s, 3, and I guess it does. All right, so we're short here. We'll see if we can withstand any of the retraces. If it retraces, it retraces. That's just the nature of the beast. Yeah, it's going to retrace me out. Let's see. I don't think I'm going to get the push that I need. Yeah, we just retraced that because lots of volatility. That's always the risk, but that's fine. Now I'm going to stay on the eval. And I'm going to look for the next signal to see if I can repair and reprofit off of this one. So we'll see what we can do. If I get a push lower here through this 11 level, I definitely want to take it. They clearly are testing the overnight lows and the 600 supports. Yeah, Sandy says that he's kind of following the same rules of just trying. Oh, we have the point of control move. Let's see if we get reversed. I mean, if the sellers can't break the 600, that's really going to pop us, I think, to the upside. So we have 17 seconds left. Point of control, obviously, coming through here on this one. Really, really moving. 3 seconds buy. All right, where am I? I was trying to get in there early. It's going to retrace against me just on the vol. It's a massive, massive vol candle. This is definitely going to work, but I might lose it on the retrace. Let's see. Oh, that's a shame. I'll make this bigger for you guys on the screen. Boom. And we're done. And we're done. See? And now, not only did I recover the loser, but I got the winner too, on a complete reversal. Now, all of that was against a microscopic drawdown. Like, let's imagine, what's the worst thing that would have happened to me? -40, -80, 120 on the 2 sequence structure. Whereas imagine the other situation where we were trading 5 points forward, 20 points backwards. We were losing 200 on the first step, right? We're still behind. We still have enough money to save against the first step loss, and we could have a third step trade, which would have clearly worked well too. So small sizes, bigger targets, absolutely is the key to how we trade this. Generally, as I said, if it's good for 5, it should be good for 20, especially on the point of control trades, which are by their very definition, pop the ball from the water. They're by very definition coming off a very, very low base. This was a massive candle. Like, would I have loved to have this candle to stopped over here? Yes, it would have been so much easier. But we managed to survive it, and we managed to hit the trade. So good for us. Now we're kind of setting up a clean trend or counter trend in a sense that this is a upside trend in a downside market, but it's very clean trend. and the counter trend is at 99. And if they take out 99, we're going to take that trade at 1.1. We've got 2 months. Boom, we're long. So we're long here, and now we're just trading the momentum's trade to the upside. There's a lot of volatility. It can take me out again. Yes, absolutely. It's just the nature of the beast right now. But generally, if you sort of think, what we're looking, we got taken out. What you're looking for is hopefully 10, 15 minutes of continuous green trending. If we can get that, we'll start nailing those trades. So now we're going to stay patient. Do we have new signals? Yes. We'll go 2 sides on this and see if the counter trend signal holds. And if it doesn't, we'll be patient to wait. We're still very, very choppy. Really don't have a lot of pure direction, but the market is starting to build to at least some kind of, we need a sustained rally. Sustained rally gives us exactly what we need. So 54 seconds, we're breaking through all the counter trends, point of controls. Let's see if we can hold those. Big pops, fresh trends. $23, $22. Counter trend buy is at 99 and it falls below. No trade, right? We tested this and now it falls below, totally fakes everybody out. So no trade, no continuation, and we start to go right back into chop zone. We can't hold trend. So it's forces us to be patient now. But you can see, they're running it back. Eventually, somebody's going to establish directionality. That's what we're looking for. Until they do, we're kind of just chilling. Andrew says this is the way. Well, the buyers try to squeeze it, got badly smacked at the highs, and now we're starting to reverse the moves. All right, momentum sell is shaping up as a signal for us to, well, it's very early. Now, one of the things you need to sort of appreciate is that, really, the buyers are coming back. The buyers are coming back. Let's see if they want to. 29, 28. Super choppiness. Perfect for us to understand that there's no trades, right? The beautiful thing about this is we're not getting trapped, hopefully, into bad trades, and there's super choppiness. It's also warning us that the market environment is really, really shitty. But it's still, to me, as I'm looking at this technically, the buyers are still holding really essentially above this big breakout reversal candle. They're getting slapped every time they want to run it, but eventually the sellers are going to get bowled over. And if they can bowl them over through this 25, it's going to go back to session highs. Or not, it's going to go back through session highs, I think. But it's definitely a tug of war right now. Just wicking out, exactly. Just wicking out left and right. Nobody can hold their position. Now we are getting momentum sell, right? Sell is 71, we're at 65. So it's a legit trade, 14 seconds left. 12 seconds left. Can it hold the the structure here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Sell. All right, we're short on the momentum sell, and boom, 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 boom. Come on, and we're done. See, and now we're done. We started 300. Now we're 400 on a nice clean reversal. Now we go back to 1, right? And again, I wasn't risking a lot of capital, and I'm just trading the flow. I'm just really trading the flow. Who's winning, who's not. Still looks like a little bit of bullshit price action. Like, this is the sellers had a little bit more to go, but they're holding the lows. I still want to be bullish biased, but I'm of course going to trade whatever the signals give me. Certainly, if they break the 600, then it's going to be much more technical damage than we already have. But it's, this is, we've been trading this for half an hour. We've literally been, 710 to 650, like in a 60-point range, primarily mostly chop, very, very little directional movement. And we've been able to not get ourselves trapped up and down. We've just, we've been able to avoid most of the bad potholes because of the way the signals are structured. So I hope you guys really like that. I really think it gives you a huge edge in how the signals are structured. Really, really choppy. Kind of lame. Is there a setting for the chop meter? It should be default setting. The default setting for the chop meter is this. I'll give it to you just 1 second. I just want to watch this trade for a sec. All right. Now, if nothing is happening, I'll show you the chop meter. Now you can set them yourself to what you like. The default settings is that trend only occurs when it's 0.60, but I made much more promiscuous settings. I said look back period at 5, threshold below is 0.1, and 0.3 is my trend, right? So between 1 and 3 is mixed. At 10%, it's chop, and at 30% or higher, I consider that to be to be trend. That's my structures. Does that make sense, Keith? All right, we keep holding bid here, trying to make the counter trend move here. 16 seconds left. 89 is the level. We need to hold that. 11 seconds left. Do we have the move? No. Very, very choppy. Honestly, I almost don't want to take this trade because look at the choppiness is literally zero. It's a really ugly thing. Now it's going to change. Hopefully, if we start to pick up, I was going to say I probably sometimes you have to understand you can't. This is always going to be a little bit late, right? So you're going to get. You have to anticipate the trend possibilities. So now we have a little bit of more trend possibility. I should have taken this trade, but this is still going to be a good trade on a continuity basis. So 37 seconds. I mean, if you want to just trade only green trends, you're going to be a step late, but at least you'll have the confidence to know that there is some efficiency in the market now, that they're starting to move it. You took it? Yeah. You did bank, right? Astrologer. What do you think about my approach of 1-to-1 versus 1-to-4? Actually, you weren't around yesterday. I was going to ask you about that. 4, 3, 2, 1. Along this, let's see if let's see if I don't get retraced. I just get there's a lot of volatility retrace. Yes, the trade was here. This was just a lot of vol retrace on the move. So okay, we'll wait for the next move to see what happens. Prop nerd, what do you want to know? What's the question mark for? I can't read your mind. Yeah. The high vol candles probably could be a good idea to filter them out. But again, because I'm trading small, it's a question of like how careful do you want to be versus how profitable you want to be. If you want to take risk, you want to be profitable. You got to take risk. The very fact that I'm taking small risk, I'm okay with getting stopped out on the vol retrace, because there's also going to be lots of vol candles where I'm going to hit target, right? So you only want to, the less money you wager, the more risky you can afford to be. And I guess I'm just willing to be more afford. Do I trade platforms other than TradeEvade? I trade wealth charts. Yes. This is obviously TradeEvade connected to TradingView. We may be looking at, there's another platform coming on board, which I'm going to try to review a little bit later today, called TradeC, which is very interesting. Our friends at Lucid have put it on. So yeah, the answer is yes. And I also trade, obviously, MetaTrader 5 when we trade CFDs. Yeah, TradeC, right. Have you traded that, Prop Nerd? So really, guys, think about this. Look how inefficient the price action has been. It's been literally a 50-point, stall from the get-go. The market is just down. How do you like it? How do you like the TradeC? So the reason why I'm talking about this new platform, guys, which is really, I had a sneak preview from those guys last week. They're very good. It's like TradeZilla combined with TradingView, with point and click trading, and combined with Project X. It's basically Project X, TradeZilla, TradingView all in one. Which the Project X part of it is the only part I don't like, but it has one super interesting advantage that I absolutely loved. It's fully mobile. The stops and targets are on your mobile instantly, so you could literally move them up and down, and trade exactly the same way as you are on desktop. So for those of us who are mobile a lot, this is a massive advantage. And I thought that was like, to me, that was the highest value proposition of the whole thing. It was good. It's good all around, very clean, good looking platform. But that was a super, super strong value. I'm actually curious. Let's do. I haven't even. Oh my god, I'm not even set up for a poll. Let's do a poll. This is a really good poll. Let's do a poll. Hang on a second. Let me pull up the polls here. I want to ask everybody in the room. We got a lot of people in the room here, right? So let's do a poll. Hang on. Let me get into the right stream here with you guys. Okay, let's do a poll. This is I'm really, really interested. I would like to trade prop on. This is just a yes, no on mobile. Or not I would like to, but I will trade. I think this is what I want. I want you to say, I will trade prop on mobile. Tell me yes or no. I'm going to start the poll. So just vote in the poll. Let's see how it goes. So we're starting to see momentum sells starting to come, give back a little bit of the movement, but not, nothing really either way. Just still very, very choppy. DR is very mixed. Not horrible, but very mixed. Not a lot of movement. Answer the poll, guys, because let's see how many votes we can get. I'm really, really curious. Deep dawn charts? What is dawn charts? You'll trade on mobile smartwatch. It's a little too mobile. And it's funny. I remember like when, like in the early days of smartwatches, you could get your MetaTrader 4 or MetaTrader 5 alerts or executions on your smartwatch. And I had like this algo trading, and literally every 5 seconds, my smartwatch would buzz up and down, up and down, up and down. And I was like, oh, this is really annoying. Rick says last night's coaching was amazing. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Those of you guys who want to join me in coaching, let me put the link in here. Let's see. There we go. So we're just literally living through very, very toxic environment for our type of trading, and surviving it both, on a P&L basis and size basis. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. All right, we got a Momo sell at 43 right here, targeting back to the 260s. We're gonna take this trade if it holds, right, on a 2-lot. Or we're getting a point of control buy the other way. Nice reversal. Ooh, okay. Let's see if we can get the move. Oh, that's still very, very choppy. But part of the reason why this is choppy is because we moved down and then we move back up. That meter is going to really create a very sort of artificial choppiness. Look at this move. Holy shit. Jesus Christ. It's really big squeezing me. Come on. 6, 5, 4, 2, 1. Boom. All right, we're in the trade. Let's see if I can, make it. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. It's gotta happen. Yes. Yes, baby. Look at that. Look at that. We just stayed super, super fucking patient. And that worked. And so what I was gonna say is don't let this, red choppiness fool you, because now obviously, it's gonna catch up to full trend. Now it's like, all trend. Now it's breaking fresh highs. The sellers finally get their ass spanked. They couldn't bring it down, and the buyers are starting to really move it. So now we're in a relatively decent position. I mean, obviously the buyers got to hold the highs, and if this thing goes red right now, I certainly wouldn't want to trade it. In a perfect world, I actually want this thing to stay green and kind of move up on the scale. 8-9 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. We're in the trade again. Let's see if we can get the movement. Come on, 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 come on. There we go. I'm just gonna take the profit. Good. All right. So you see how quickly we basically spent all of our time doing nothing because we had no signals. And now we're going into overdrive because now we're starting to get trendiness, we're starting to get continuation. We can scalp the living shit out of this thing. And we're doing it all on tiny ass risk. I can't even emphasize to you how little fucking risk I'm taking, which is the most important part, right? Like, I want you to see something interesting here. So let me go to my magnifying glass. So this is the eval account that I started yesterday, right? We're already 500, just trading nothing, right? I'm already at 500. I need to make 1,500. It's hard. I'm not gonna, it's 37 consecutive winning trades to get to 500, which means you got to make probably about 100, 150 trades to get to 500 to crawl this. And it's also hard because they changed the rules in that your drawdown is now only 1,000, right? But here's what I want you to see. My trailing drawdown is 1,000 behind me. It's not doing it this way. I'm really not losing. And with trailing drawdown, they'll cut you to 700, 500 because it keeps crawling up against you. But because I'm taking the highest possible exit on my equity trades, because I'm trading so small, I'm really not losing a lot of my drawdown. So from both aspects of it, it's a very, very efficient way of trading. But there's no doubt you're gonna have to grind it to get it done. But that's gonna be your story in funded. If you want to get paid and funded, that's what you need to do. So I just really excited about that. Nadine, it's not quite as simple as that. That's why I don't want you. Nadine is asking if it's green, you go. If it's green, you go. Like, let's make it simple. If it's green, you go on whatever is the closest proximate signal. So if counter trend is giving you a signal, you go on that. If momentum sell is giving you a signal, you go with that. In this case, we had both the point of control and counter trend giving us signals, so you go, right? If it's green, it's telling you, what green tells you is it's ripe for directional movement. Now, sometimes directional movement is with the big trend, sometimes directional movement is against the big trend, but it's ripe for the directional movement, right? If it's yellow, I of course still take it. If it's red, it's telling you that it's just basically chop, and I took a lot of trades in here that we made money with that were very problematic. Like, if you really, really wanted to be super patient, you probably would have just done nothing until this last burst of movement. But I'll tell you the drawback of that, right? The drawback of that is, if you're just solely relying on this as your indicator, is that this trendiness could stop at any time. Like right now, if this is all she wrote, this thing is going to stop. It's going to start going, yellow, then it's going to start losing, and it's start going to go red. So sometimes you kind of have to anticipate. It's both a combination of the dots and where this trendiness is. If we've been red for a very long time, but you have this big breakout on the dots like we had, I was like, that's definitely a go. I want to go there. But if you really, if you want to be more patient, for sure. I mean, I can play the, I'll play the replay with you. As a matter of fact, let's do that right now. Let's do a replay with you on Nasdaq. We'll go to Nasdaq, and we will. Let me just go remove all drawings. This is on. We'll do it on the big screen so you guys can actually see it. So when do you want to trade? When do you not want to trade? Let's go back to like 5 o'clock in the. Today is actually really a horrible day because it was just very little movement. But let's just, for argument's sake, play it. Let's give it a shot. I honestly don't even know what we're gonna be able to see here as far as trendiness. But let's do this. So we have chop conditions, right? I'm going to make this very big for everybody. Center stage. Start around, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. And we will walk forward here. And it's kind of changing. Here's a trendiness, but choppiness very, very, now it finally gets trendiness, right? So, okay, yes, your trendiness over here. You can sell this, you can sell that. You probably are okay. If you waited for that little trendiness, you probably would have been good, for that time. Now you're coming back here to yellow, still trendiness. So you could still take trades, and now you're just getting red, and you're just not doing anything. And you really, you don't want to move until you get like significant trendiness, right? And you're not really getting any significant trendiness. So, not really much. Now you have, just before news, so you're not going to trade that. And now you're getting trendiness, and now you're just actually dying because post-news there was very little trendiness, although this finally started to give us trendiness, right? So again, you have to just take this with there's actually a lot of trendiness. You could have taken 3 or 4 trades to the downside on trendiness. So you have to take this, with a grain of salt sometimes, but you also have to see how it trades out. That's why you want to go into the replay function and just kind of study it, to the best of your abilities. No, PropNet, we have our own private chat room. We are actually going to relight the Discord, but it's going to be another month or so before we're going to relight the BK Discord. But if you want to join us, join me for this. Anybody who wants this needs to be a member of my coaching. That's why I'm giving you guys the link. If you want the tools, all the structure, everything else, this is the link. Okay. I think it's helpful. It's a decision support tool, right? It's by no means kind of like the only thing you want to look at, but it's definitely helpful. And today is a horrible day. Like the best part about this tool right now is it's telling you it's the shittiest day to trade. The very fact that we're making money today is just a miracle on ice right now, to use the hockey expression, because we're just basically using small size, very, very tactical entries, and just really only coming in when we have reasonable chance of conditions, right? So like right now we're back to mixed environment, 1920 readings on DER, 30 or higher is trend, 10 or lower is just really garbage. You really don't want to trade that. Unless you have a super big reversal thing. Are counter trends riskier than reversal trades? Again, they all suck if everything is in the yellow red zone, and they're all great. Counter trend trades can be incredibly lucrative if the DER zone is continuously green, right? So it's as everything else in life, it really depends. Generally, though, I obviously love the point of control trades, the reversal trades, because they're kind of like the ball pops out from under the water. You definitely have more room to run with. So we're actually getting like a little bit of momentum downside movement, right? I didn't trade that one, but let's see if this trade is going to do anything for us. 37 seconds left. And it's basically chopped between the 800 to 600 after a big drop in NAS. I think everybody's just sort of trying to absorb what happens next, where oil markets are going, what Trump is going to say. In any given moment, he can go out there and say, "Oh, we have peace with the Iranians. They agreed to completely capitulate, and this thing will soar 200 points to the upside." All right, I'm short this on the momentum move. Let's see if we can get to any kind of momentum continuity. And I'm going to take it partial here because it wasn't showing a lot of momentum. So we'll take it. I mean, I'm basically up $200 with you guys in this very, very shitty market environment. And you see, we're fighting for every pip we can, for every tick we can here. So fine. Yeah, DR is definitely going to take you a lot of grief. Although remember that the point of controls, the thing about the point of controls, and this is what you need to understand the nuance of this, is point of control by its very nature is going to a lot of times contrast with the DER because it's a reversal trade. So DER may be kind of lagging in giving you a signal, whereas the point of control, like it's rare that you're going to get a green label in a point of control trade, because this is going to stay green as long as the price moves in one direction. As it starts moving against you, it's like the guy moving the other way, right up. We have the point of control buy here. I'm not trading this, but that could have been that would have been a really good trade. I'm yapping. So see what I'm saying? The point of control is working, but the chop is showing you red. You need to understand that this particular trade is actually the exact. You almost want it to be red, because it's what it's telling you is this changing directionality. It's the guy. The point of control trades is where a boy goes to school, gets about halfway there, and then walks backwards to his house because he forgot his book bag. And you're trading on that walk backwards to the house. You're betting on the fact that he's going back to the house, not to the school, right? You guys following what I'm saying? So you're almost by definition going to get negative readings, but positive P&L. So where the trend label comes in is in the Momo cells and in the counter trend cells, right? In the counter trend cells and the Momo. If you're getting we haven't had any Momo trades at all. But when we have big strong counter trend or Momo trades, this thing is going to just stay green, and that's the ultimate trade for us, right? Okay. All right. Session highs. Trend is starting to look good. They basically, again, took it down, came back up, took it down, came back up. 20 seconds left. We're above the 56 level, so looks reasonable. 15 seconds, 14 seconds. We'll see if we can run the session highs. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we're long here. Obviously, a lot of danger of the retrace because we hit the session highs. It's always going to come back against us, and I got stepped out. I knew it was going to be retraced out, but but I wanted to do a momentum trade with you guys. So fine, we'll look for the next signal as it rebuilds. If it goes to fresh session high, it basically, it was like this was almost a no-brainer not to trade because it was right in front of the 800s, but it's fine. I took it. Again, the beauty of it is I'm taking very, very small hits on my losses that I can recover pretty quickly. The great trades here with these two trades, which I just, yap my way through it. And you guys know that I'm really, really a terrible momentum trader. Although I will say these tools make it a lot easier to trade momentum for somebody like me who loves trade reversals. All right, let's see if we're going to rebuild. If we gotta capture the 92s again. By the way, we did I showed everybody in coaching yesterday my trading analysis of like all my trades for the quarter. And what's fascinating is that all my money is made between 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. Literally, most of my money is made off stream than on stream. And I actually thought that's the 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock, New York, is kind of prime trendiness, prime continuity timeline, right? Like if we're gonna start moving back up to 25,000 and just fuck every short out there, this is gonna be the time to do this. Still no signal. See, still an X. If it's an X, I don't have a signal. It's the beauty of the indicator. It keeps you honest for the time being. We're breaking out above, taking that 800. The key thing is, if we break through the 800, hold it. We could run higher. No, WAP is WAP gives you counter trend and trend ideas. Yeah, I mean, if you only want to trade with trend, you want to trade momentum, WAP is going to tell you where the momentum, like which side you want to be with. WAP just simply establishes the longer term trend. The 8 SMA establishes the short term trend. And by the way, WAP is also used for all the other trades, you know, for Christmas tree trades, for everything else. It's not that it's not needed. It's just simply it's a background indicator in this particular scalp, which is really a microstructure on, you know, what's happening in the next second, next minute, right? All right, we can't hold the 208. So here's the beauty of it, right? It kept us from entering bad trades because we could not hold the highs. No, I don't raise this. If point of control and counter trend both give you green signals, that just means it's a strong candle. I trade the point of control. You trade the same stop and target. It's not like, you know, it's not like having two positive labels makes it super good. It just means that there's a lot of movement, and it's going through all the levels, not just the first level. That's all it means. Don't overthink it, guys. It's really, really simple. You know, get the target, take the trade. Have an X, don't do anything. You're trading continuity trades, you really want the thing to be yellow and green. If you're trading point of control trades, you really don't care if it's red for the most part, because that's the essence of the whole thing. Okay, who's newbie in the room? Wants the resources, wants to find out what's, you know, why we traded, what the rules are, what the hell this is all about, why am I making money, blah blah blah. Talk to me. If you're new in the room, tell me where you're from. I want to see like 5 new postings in chat, and then I'll give you guys the link to everything that we do. Excuse me. And if you're on Twitter, get your ass on YouTube for 1 second and just say hi to me. Yeah, it's in the new document which I gave everybody, Nadine. The new document has been completely reworked as I showed it earlier. I'll show it to you guys a little bit in just a second. I'm just watching this trade to see if they're going to run the highs. Hi, Tom from Germany. Nice to have you. Diego, nice to have you. Brazil. Oh, very nice. Anat Patel. I bet you're from India, Anat Patel. Okay, let's get 2 more newbies, and I'll give you guys the link, and then I'll walk you through the link. I'm just watching the price action, so I don't want to take the screen time away from price action. But if we can't take the 800, we got nothing to do. Kind of new from San Francisco, Rob? Okay, we'll forgive you. Canada. But Patel, come on. Your ancestors were Indian, right? We're in Canada, by the way. Toronto? Astrologer says strong resistance. I know. That's why I'm watching. I'm trying to see if they can break this resistance. I'm trying to see, you know, if they want to run. Because, you know, like once they do run it, it's going to be a play. All right, we got the counter trend signal. We still don't have the point of control buys, which is an 00. Really want to see it trade through the 00s. Can't do it, then we're not going to trade it. London, Ontario. I knew it was Ontario. Very good. All right, so I'm going to put the link in here, guys, and then we'll talk about it if this price action kind of fades. We're still hunting this 800 level and trying to see if the markets can push us through. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7 minutes of zero forward action. 55 seconds. 48 seconds. VWAP at 840. So, you know, that's a natural run, right? For those of you guys who are trading the VWAP. But for right now, we're just turning down, man. And honestly, this thing breaks and gives me a Momo sell at 63. I'm going to have to go shorter Momo. Jesus Christ, man. 8 minutes of zero fucking signals. $11 seconds. Can I alerts? Yeah, I have to. There's a lot of requests for all sorts of alerts. It's a completely separate project for me and Claude to do. I'm going to try and work on that. But yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people want the alerts. I will try to. I need to make sure every single alert is working, because apparently some of the alerts are not working, and it's just annoying. So I'm going to try and alerts will be the last piece of this puzzle for us to work through. New York. Carlos, are you in New York? Really? Were you in New York? All right, 3 seconds left. We still don't have the point of control buy, but now we do. 54 seconds. Boom. Oh, shit. But I bought. What did I buy? Did I screw this up? I screwed up this trade. Sorry, guys. I went too large on this trade. I'm probably going to pay the price, and I just went too large too early because I thought we'd break the highs. All right, I'm just going to violate some of my rules here. Let's see if I can get out of this alive. That was just a bad execution on my part. Sorry, I was not paying attention. I thought we broke through. I should have taken the trend trade breakthrough, but I really wanted that 800. Let's see if we can hold it. No, I'm gonna eat this. I'm gonna eat this rally. Just they couldn't take. Oh, there we go. Come on, run it, you bastards. There we go. Come on, run it. Four. Whoa. Okay. We're out. Beautiful. All right. I bring myself back from the point of death. It was kind of stupid, but even as stupid as this was, my max risk was $200 here, right? As dumb as I was, because I went long and then I did a join bid. The thing I hate about Tradingview is it's just the worst fucking platform. If you just super sensitive on the mouse. Anyways, we finally broke through here, right? My point being is that we finally broke through. The point of control holds over here on this level, and we have one. Let's go buy it. Now I'm going to trade this. Now, if this, it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but we're only at one large here. But if it does work, it puts us further into P&L territory. This is still a legit trade. I just simply was bad at my execution. The point of control trade, actually, the point of control trade was here. Again, I'm sort of very lackadaisical in my trading right now. All right. You know what I wanted to do? Again, very bad habits. This goes again. Do as I say, not as I do. I really wanted to bring it back to you guys to the 2,500 level, because I started 25.3. I'm ending 25.5. 200 for the 200 for the run in the world's shittiest environment as far as trading goes, and me fucking up things. This should have been 25.50 probably if I traded this properly. But anyways, all good for the no worse for the wear, right? So hopefully you guys, some of you caught these moves. They obviously finally gave us the things that we wanted. I said we're going to take the 2,800, and it was going to work. It was going to run. So it was just matter of executing this properly. But I hope you guys did well on all of these things. Anybody catch this last final trade or runs of trades? Yes, no? Give me some +1s, guys. In the meantime, I'll take you to, and now we're really starting to, well, now we're coming up against the VWAP, but now we can just, keep running it. Astrologer, do you keep banging these dot trades? He's probably just, hitting the fives. Okay. So this is the new version of BFF Dot's trading book. It's a little bit nicely laid out. It shows you the philosophical foundations of what we do here, including explaining the DR regime. Then it shows you the various scalping setups and the various daily trading setups. All of the stuff is here, right? Plus, of course, all of the tools up top to make your life much better. So, Miguel did it, Cheryl did it. You guys all ran really nicely. Yeah. You live trade with me, and then, but more importantly, the paid membership is you can't live trade if you don't have the indicator, and the only way you get the indicator is if you have paid membership, and then you can't really understand it well unless you have coaching with me, and we do coaching privately every Thursday. So those are two things that people really use the paid membership for. That's what it's all about. Okay, Tom. So here's the link again if you guys want to come in and join us. It's a fun group, and everybody contributes, and a lot of ideas that people give. Oh, astrologer, we didn't even talk about the ORBs. Shit, we totally didn't talk about the ORBs. Which, by the way, that's the other thing. Maybe over the weekend, we're gonna try and see. I'm gonna try and see if it's feasible to do the dot ORBs on on a sort of a modified basis, but those are also really good. But actually, if we went back on the, let's just take a look at this. I'm just curious. So this was astrologer's kind of interesting idea of taking the dots and turning them into an ORB structure, which is, in this case, it's just really I can't even find the loci. All right, let's assume. Fuck. It's so choppy. You don't even have it here, right? So if we do the white dot, green dot, the next one would be against. I mean, this is not even a trade. This is a range. There's just like no range here, right? You couldn't even find this. Yeah, this is like, how would you construct an ORB in this environment where we got the purple, and we got this huge volatility between the purples and they basically look flat. Like if you sort of look at this, yeah, it was no range, right? It's just like completely bullshit. So in a way, that answers its own question. If you can't make an ORB range with dots, that means it's bullshit trading environment, which is exactly what we're in the whole day. It's just us basically making 200 on the day out of a 25,000 was really, really good trading, because the environment is just horrible. There's just no breakouts whatsoever. There's no areas. Although now we're starting to break out. And by the way, did I not tell you the best time to make money is 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock? I'll show you guys. Want to see my P&Ls? Let me show you my P&Ls. Okay, this is the last thing I want to show everybody. Okay, so let's go to, first of all of this stuff is free, which costs thousands of dollars anywhere else. So we're going to go into Tradivate. I'm going to show you my accounts. Hang on, let me pull this up. I guess this is what I pulled yesterday. And don't worry about this because this is already outdated, but it's really what's important here. So just literally uploaded all my Tradivate accounts, hit analyze files, and this just shows you all of my trading for the last 30 days. Super. You see how fast it is? And it's totally private. It's all done in your browser. We don't see your data. We don't look at your data. Here's anything. But here's what I want to show everybody that I found of all the analytics in this chart. The most interesting part is look at my P&L curve. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. This is where the money is at. In the PM session and the M session. This is where the money is at on the P&L curve. You get a little bit of Asia, but like that's super interesting, and it makes perfect sense because I always say, hey, I always frustrates me that I make all my money off stream, but off stream is where the P&L is, because if we're trading over here, it's always going to be really difficult. And then 10, to 12, 10 to 14 is where you get the trendiness, is where you get the the continuities trades that really make it super easy. Yeah. My astrologer is banging away right now. He's just now is his time. So I just thought that was super interesting as when you do the analysis, and this is a pretty good analysis because it's over the whole quarterly time scale. So we have like how many samples? Like 700 trades, 725 trades. So it's pretty damn good. Anyways, it's all off there. If you have MetaTrader, you can do it on MetaTrader. If you have wealth charts, you can do it on wealth charts. You have TradeAway, and almost every other tool you're gonna have, we're gonna have the ability to be able to give you instant trade analysis on them. So watch for that. That's gonna be fun. All right, I'm gonna run. The doggy's got to get walked. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. We had a great day, right? Everybody liked it. We banged away. People got funded. We're trading the eval in the good old fashioned way. We'll see if we can run that eval to funding in a controlled fashion. And what else? Any final questions? Any thoughts? Apex, of course, go get the accounts before those disappear. $17 accounts. I'm going to buy 5 or 6 of them just to keep. Because the other cool thing is, they don't rebuild. So you could keep them for a little while. The one thing is they are clever though. They don't let you hold them for more than 30 days. So you got to make use of them within 30 days. But it's still a very good deal. A really good deal. Cool. Hey Miguel, have you used the MetaTrader trade analysis? Yeah, I know English. There's a lot of dickishness in the new rule set, right? I will agree with you. There's just enormous amount of just little dickish rule sets in the new thing, but that's the future that we need to live with on the Apex stuff. Have you run any of your MetaTrader, or you're not even trading MetaTrader anymore? I'm just curious. Anybody who trades MetaTrader and use my analysis tool, whether you like it or not, how you find it, because I find it really useful. Yes. So Tom, Ninja is actually coming next. It's going to be Ninja, Rhythmic, and I don't know what the other tools. I think those are the 2 biggest futures ones that we're going to be working on. Yes. I'm just like, as everybody will tell you, there's 1,000 things that everybody wants me to do. I'm just trying to do them as fast as I can. But yes, that's going to be coming. I know all the Germans love Ninja. All the Germans love to trade NinjaTrader. Yes. So we will have that analytical tool for NinjaTrader, which is a piece of shit software from like 1900s or 1990s in terms of Windows, which by the way, Ninja owns TradeAway, which is, I think a lot more intuitive, but of course Ninja is very, very configurable. If you're an engineer, you love Ninja. If you're a regular human being, you don't. But anyways, the answer is yes. That's literally on my next to-do list. So I will do that. Momo buy. Look at this. Returning buys. We got returning buys. Okay, let's farewell. No trades. I was gonna say gonna do a farewell trade, but it doesn't hold. All right, guys. Everybody have a wonderful day. Yes, you have that amount. No, you have 30. Yes, and then the account disappears. Yes, correct, Laura. They used to rebill you, right? They would be like, $17 and they'd rebill you. Now they just don't rebill you. So you don't need to do a cancel, but they do want you to use it within 30 days. But we're using 4, 5, 6 accounts every week. So it's not like a big deal. It's totally different, Evgeny. But similar mindset in the sense that you got to go through 5 sub menus to figure out how something is done. But yeah, people like it. It's very precise, but takes enormous amount of learning curve to get what you want done, right? It's one of those things is, how the fuck do you do this? You spend like 2 hours trying to, like, the best thing actually, honestly, this is, oh man, look at this. I'm missing all these Momo trades. I hope you guys are killing it on the Momo side. Astrologer probably is up $1,000 right now while I'm yapping. I was going to say, the single best thing I found of how to train yourself on any tool, you go to Claude and you literally ask it, how do I do this thing? And it will tell you step by step, go to this menu, go to hit this button, go to this. It's a million times easier and better than asking a human being. So that's the best way to train yourself on new stuff. But it's not intuitive in any way, shape, or form. All right, guys. I hope you guys, Astrologer, are you banging those trades? He's too busy to talk to me. He's probably up. How much? Just tell us how much you're up so that everybody can be jealous of you when we leave. It'll be the perfect East European departure for me. Where is he? Now, he probably left the room already. He's banging away. He's up $450. Had to recover early losses. All right. Hey, still not bad. Everybody should have a bad day like that. We should only wish to have a bad day like that. Good for you. All right. Good luck, my friends. Everybody have a great day. The Momo trades are working. The fucking trending up the wazoo. And I know, I'm sorry, but this is what I'm trying to tell you. The 10:30 to 12, when we go off air, is exactly when all the money is made. So I teach it to you, and then you practice it afterwards and make money and have a great time, because that's what BK is all about, right? It's all about you guys making money and me screaming at the screens. Thank you, guys. Everybody have a great day. I'll see everybody on Monday. Take care.